Hi, everybody. This is If Yarn Could Talk with Vicky and Asia
and cats.
Mooney and Chloe. They really want to be involved today.
Yeah.
And, they're cats. So if they want to be involved, they're going to be involved.
Yep. All right. Good boy, buddy.
This one's Mooney with
This
the little
one's
white tip tail.
Mooney.
This one's Chloe.
This one's Chloe, who looks like a big, big loob.
She's not looking at you right now, but she'll give you a little wink. She'll give you a little wink.
She will.
Yeah. Sorry we missed last week. We had a crazy week with, just all the things going wrong in the world. Electrical things, car things.
Yep.
Yeah, just, all sorts of crazy chaos. So, sorry, we missed you.
Technical things. But yeah.
All the things.
All the things.
You guys know, because it's happening too.
Yeah.
It's not like we're alone in this. So, I hope your technical things are getting better, since ours might be.
Yes. No, someone isn't at your door.
No, that was me knocking on wood.
So this past week, we also did receive a very fun package from Knitting Fever. One of our, she says hi, Knitting Fever.
I knew she was on my pattern. She's always on my pattern, no matter how big or small it is. Your cat is always sitting on your pattern.
It's true. Anytime I've lost my remote, my phone, my crochet needle, anything, under a cat, whether it's you or Mooney, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so in this past week, one of the happier things about the past week was we got a big package from Knitting Fever, kind of just giving us a bunch of
samples,
fun goodies. And if you want to see more of the stuff, we're gonna put some more of it on the socials, the Instagrams and stuff like that, so you can check that out if you want to see that. But today for the podcast, I thought I would kind of show off and use one of these products. So we have the LYKKE interchangeable birchwood knitting needle set in the umber, and it looks very nice.
It's real pretty.
It's real pretty.
We have these in the store. A lot of you guys already have them, but if you don't yet,
wow,
you probably want them.
These are really cool. So these are them. Oh, no, I don't knit that much, but when I do, I use circulars. I don't really like straight needles that much. Like that time, flashback to the beginning podcast when I was using all those different types of invisible knitting needles. Well, they weren't invisible. They were very long.
They were.
And
because they were just the stashed needles I have around the store that nobody uses, but once in a while, in a pinch, somebody wants them.
Yeah.
And for those podcasts, it was Asia. She really wanted them.
I did. But they were very large, and I don't usually use straight needles. So if I do a little bit more knitting in my future, I think I will definitely be trying these babies out.
These are also the shorter ones, which are really good for you because they're meant for hats and cowls, and I feel like generally when you knit, you make hats and cowls for the most part. So that's really good.
Yeah.
They're more meant for 16-inch or 20-inch, but you can actually put them on any length. You could put them onto a longer one and do a longer project.
They're interchangeable.
They're actually a little bit more flexible even than the longer ones, because the longer ones you can't really make a 16-inch needle out of because the tip is too long. So once your cord is if you're trying to get 16 inches, your cord is only going to be that long, and you can't really get an angle. It's just, I can't show you on this because this is a 24-inch.
I think I've encountered that before, though, where I'm ran out of space.
Yeah.
So I'll be excited to try these out, but the things that I'm going to use in the podcast today, put these over here, are the LYKKE Make Happy Blush Birchwood hook set, which is for crochet.
That's very fancy.
Very fancy.
Very fancy.
Yeah.
I'm curious too, about how she's gonna like these, because, I'm kind of an old school crochet hook person. I learned when I was 5, and all there were Susan Bates metal crochet hooks, which means That's what I like. And I don't know if that's just a symptom of it's what I'm used to,
Mm-hmm.
or so, you're probably not as tied in to those metal hooks as me. So you might like really be like, oh my God, this is like changing my crochet life.
Perhaps. I have only used metal ones so far, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to try these. I'm gonna see what we. Ooh, these are so pretty. Look at the pretty pink.
It's nice too. This set is like colored, because some of the wood hooks, like those rosewood hooks that you've seen and stuff, like they are truly gorgeous, but they're dark, and it makes it hard to see your stitches when they're dark.
Oh, interesting. I never thought about the hook. I mean, I knew like the yarn.
Right.
If the yarn was too dark, then it's kind of trickier to see that. But I never thought about the hook being too dark.
Hey. Sorry, the cats are trying to eat each other.
Oh.
Because they're filled with drugs now.
Yes. Indeed.
Catnip drugs, not other drugs.
Yes, they indeed knocked over the entire thing of catnip.
So what are you going to crochet there with those?
Well, I'm going to take the biggest size just because right now I'm into the bigger size stuff. Because it takes a lot less time and I'm a very tight crocheter / knitter, so as we've discussed before, so I like to use the bigger sizes. So we're gonna take this one. Do you know what's oh, okay, here we go. This is a size M 13 9mm, and I'm gonna use it in something that I'm gonna come up with in the next 5 minutes. With this Noro Obi, which I think you've said is this.
That's a goner, but
yes,
it was a great yarn.
A thing anymore, but I've got some here.
There are some other similar Noro yarns if you're looking at that and being like, how do I get that? There are some similar stuff. Yeah. So you want to know what I'm making?
Yeah, what you making?
Well, I am making, so those of you who have ordered online from us, you know that we often send these little tiny mini kits. And it's just a little bit of yarn and a pattern. And, we usually go through kind of stages of which ones we send. We mix them up a little. But right now we've been sending a lot of the mini hearts because I just feel like everybody needs a little bit of extra love these days.
And Valentine's Day is coming up soon.
Since Valentine's Day is coming up soon, I thought I would knit one. Hopefully 2 during the podcast. Although, when I start showing you stuff, I usually put down my knitting. So I don't know how this is going to work. But the idea is once in a while people are like, but what do I do with it? And so maybe I have an idea for the cats.
Oh.
And I was going to show you guys, but I do need 2 to do that. So, I mean, they're very small. I'm, probably more than halfway through it already just from Asia's needle talk.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yep.
But usually also when I knit with something I don't have to pay any attention to.
So we shall see.
We shall see. This might be a to be continued. I make one heart and then I'll show you the results of it next week.
Part 2.
Maybe it'll be like that. Yeah, but you can see it's already like the bottom of a heart. See?
Mm-hmm.
That's cute, right?
Little triangle.
Yep. Oh, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about, Asia.
Yeah, we do. We do indeed. Especially since we missed out last week. We kind of got to catch up from last week.
Yep.
So
the first thing is that I've been dyeing some Kraken. So some of these are new colors on Kraken. Some of them are just colors you like to see. So this is Ultra. Some of this in the store now.
That's very pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
That was very pretty.
And sort of in the same family is Walden Sunset.
Oh, wow.
And this is like pinky, bluey, purpley. The funny thing about this one, I must confess, I have dyed so much Walden Sunset, and like a sunset, it always comes out a little bit different. And some of the dyes do. But, a lot of the dyes, like they come out and they look exactly the same once you have your formula. This one just wants to do its own thing, like the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, it's named appropriately. And this funny one, it's hilarious, isn't it? This one is kind of mulberry.
Ooh.
It's mulberry that I dyed from memory because I didn't have my brain book with the formula in it, but it's actually not quite mulberry. But if you've looked at mulberry and thought, that's a little bright for me, but I like where it's going, this might be the batch for you. So make sure you get it before it's gone.
There you go.
I dyed quite a few.
That's good.
Yep.
Those are all extremely pretty.
Yeah.
So very pretty, very pretty.
That's our new Kraken. And soft, always soft. Bunk, bunk, bunk. Okay, the next thing I want to tell you guys is that we're doing a charity event in the store. I think we're going at least through August. The Beth Israel NICU gives a little hand knit baby sweater to all the tiny little babies. And they're running really low. So I thought, well, this is a great thing for us to do. So I just wanted to show you some examples. Somebody already brought in some super cute ones. And they can be so tiny because, NICU babies, they're usually like preemie or, sometimes they're tiny, like a pound. So look how cute these are.
Oh,
isn't
wow.
that just the cutest?
Oh my god, that's actually so cute. Mooney, do you want to put it on?
Oh my god, Mooney can't put it on.
Oh.
There's a blue one for Mooney because he's a boy. Look how cute it is.
Oh my goodness, Mooney can wear pink. He looks gorgeous in pink.
And then there's one more. This one's my favorite, actually, because it has a little penguin button. Look at that.
Oh, that's so
Isn't
cute.
That so cute. So,
Mooney, which one do you like?
Mooney, go away. I love you to death. But these are for little babies, not for
I am a
Mooney
little baby.
So if you guys want to join us, just knit up some little baby sweaters. You can knit any one you want. You can actually, it's not usually the way it goes with baby sweaters. I know you really like these. I imagine the woman who gave them to me had a cat because he's very interested in them.
Oh.
You can use any fiber you want because they're more like memento sweaters. They're not really meant to be like worn and worn and worn. They're like for when they're really tiny and in the hospital, and then they give them to the parents for a memento. So they don't have to be like super washable like most baby stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a nice thing to do. So if you guys feel like you're wanting to kiss a cat, wanting to join us, then absolutely do it. And just as a little thank you, I'll give you 100 bonus stash cash points for each one you bring in. It's just a little thank you, just like a little you're awesome thing. Not a big deal. So yeah. Oh, Mooney is very interested.
Yes.
You say you're falling behind on my toy that you're supposed to be making me.
It's true.
Yeah, I am, and this was ill-conceived, Asia. There's no way I'm gonna finish this and be able to show all this stuff.
Oh.
Oh well, it's not the first ill-conceived thing I've ever done.
Like that hat. Sorry, what?
So rude. She's still talking about that hat. It's not even in the house anymore. Or in the store. It's gone.
Nice.
You're so happy. She's so happy it's gone from her life. Okay. So, I'm about to split for the top. So, we were thinking that, we really liked our color series. It seemed like a lot of you guys liked it too. And it's nice to have a little series. So we thought we might start talking about the different gauges of yarns.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, we did. And so since it's still freezing, we are going to start at the bulky end of the spectrum.
Very nice.
Yep.
I like the bulky end of the spectrum.
The bulky end. So I'm going to have this little rant probably more than once while we do this. But there's a way that yarns are labeled now that I find to be the dumbest thing in the entire world. And not all of them do it. I think, but it's becoming a thing. So I think I'm losing this battle to go against it.
Going down with the ship.
Yeah, I think so. So, a lot of times they'll have this little number on them, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay. Okay. The first reason I think it's dumb, and you can quote me on this, you can walk into the store, you know who you are, who likes to quote me on things.
Does it happen more than once?
No, but that's why she knows who she is. Yarns already have numbers associated with them. So if you were going to knit this yarn, it says you would get about 2.5 stitches to the inch. So why wouldn't this yarn be a 2.5? But no, it's a 6.
Okay.
But also things that get 3 stitches to the inch are a 6. Things that get 2 stitches to the inch are a 6. Things that get 1.5 are a 6. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And since there's already numbers that are more accurate, I just don't know why this is becoming the system. It makes no sense to me. I don't like it. But, I understand it. If you come in and say you want a 4, I know what you want. But I'll probably have that rant again.
So just be prepared.
Just be prepared, because you don't even want to know. And I'll probably be like, blah, 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 blah. So today we're talking about 6s, which are super bulkies. And you'll see how different they are. And they shouldn't all be categorized as one. They should be categorized by their gauge numbers. Did I already say that? I did. But I bought a bunch of super bulkies because mostly we wanted to talk about sort of like fiber content and the different ply and sort of what you can expect from different things. So here we got some. I'm going to line them all up. Got some Juniper Moon Farm Beatrix. Lovely. Yeah. Got some Marisol Yusha. Got some Juniper Moon Farm Big Merino Wool.
I'm really digging this.
I really chose a palette that would please you today, Asia.
Yay. Wow! Sorry.
I got some For real, man.
For real.
And some Island Yarn Singulush.
I really like Singulush, and I haven't used any of it yet.
Yeah, I bet you haven't, because I'm not that free with it, because I have to make every single skein. It's not like something I can just order and hand you. Look at that face. She's plotting. She's plotting. So, maybe I can knit while I talk about this. Who knows? Probably not. So, there are pretty much every kind of ply represented here. So, this is all wool, and it's a normal twist ply. There's a couple singles, and they twist them together. That's like traditionally what yarn is, right? Mm-hmm. Really nice, really soft. The ply also can affect how it feels, because a looser ply is softer and a hardier ply, or a tighter ply is like hardier. That's why sock yarns don't tend to feel that nice usually, because they're twisted really tightly, so they'll be hardy. But like something like a big poofy wool doesn't need to be like that, so it's softer.
Oh, is this why I like chunky yarn?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think you also like the gratification of it.
Yeah. I do indeed.
All right. This is a single ply yarn, Singulush. So it's plied in that it's twisted, but there's only one ply, so it's not really plied. This is so soft. It's a delight to dye. It's a delight to use. It's so squishy. And this is going to be more dense than this, because since there's not 2 strands or more twisted together, this just it has a lot more bloom. There's more space for the fiber to open up when you knit it, which this has other strands sort of keeping it together.
Oh. Wait, does that mean it's more on the foof category side? It is
on the foof category side, yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. And these two are really similar. So
I love Beatrix.
I love Beatrix too. That sweater I'm often wearing in the podcast that's like black with rainbow in it, that's Beatrix. And
oh, it is?
It is.
I did not know that.
The black is Beatrix.
Oh.
That's why it's so warm and cozy.
I see.
So yeah, this is a blend. It's merino angora. It's just like a little pillow of happiness, and part of that reason is the ply. So this is actually, these two are really similar. This is a blown yarn. So if you look at it, there's like this thin little tube, and then they blow the fiber into it, and that makes for like a really lofty, light thing, because it's not all being held together just by a strand. It's being held together by the tube. So it can be really light. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. So this is also similar. This is called a chainette ply. And this is like when you look at some yarns and they look like they're already sort of knitted. See?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you've used this. You like this too. The Yusha. You used it in your, the thing you made for your friend. The headband.
Oh.
You said you really liked it.
Yeah, I did. The white one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was really nice. It was so fast. Like, I got it done in like a night or something.
Yeah.
And
it's
like,
really like springy when you use it, isn't it?
Yeah. And I might have said it. I made it a little small because my head is very small.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have a little bit of like nice stretch to it, like, so.
Yeah, and that's kind of the nice thing about chainette plies is that like this is wool, so it would have a little give anyway.
Get a little more movement.
Right, a chainette ply just gives you can see it sort of springing back. It gives it more elasticity without being like elastic, so it's like really nice to knit with. It usually makes you look like you knit or crochet perfectly evenly, even if you don't.
It did look very even. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like when I gave it to her, she was like, "Oh my god, this is like
you're a professional,
amazing."
man.
Yeah, and I was like, "Thanks." It's like my third thing that I made.
Yep. Yeah. So I love a chainette ply. Some people are still worried about it. They think it's gonna like look funny, but it doesn't actually. This blanket right here is this yarn, the white part.
No,
So,
it looks
see?
pretty. It looks beautiful.
It just looks like yarn, right? You can't even tell it's a chainette ply.
It does, in fact, look like yarn.
It looks like yarn. But no, I think some people think it's going to look like cord or something, because of the ply. They're just not used to it. So that's not going to happen. Don't worry about that.
Do not worry.
I love a chainette ply. I love a blown yarn. I mean, I love all yarn, obviously. Not all. There's a couple. We
couldn't tell.
There's a couple I have a beef with. So this last one, for real, this is just a totally different creature right here. I think what they call this is like a sheared. I don't think it's called sheared. What is it called?
Fur.
No, because it has nothing to do with fur, really. I mean, it's synthetic. It's very nice synthetic, but it's almost like there's a ribbon, and that's sort of keeping all the poofs, because like they don't shed out really.
Right. Yeah, it's not just like a big like floofy mess. It's actually it's connected by the string underneath.
Right. And I think how they make this kind of thing is like it's like a woven thing, and then they cut it and let it sort of floof out.
Whoa.
I think I'm not really sure actually, but this is really fun to use.
Yes, and it's also one of Mooney's favorite things in the world.
So yeah, there's some bulky yarns. I'm curious, do you guys like to knit with bulky or crochet with bulky?
I do.
What do you make?
I do.
I have to say, I don't love designing on bulky, and I don't have that many bulky patterns, mostly because there's just not a lot of real estate to do fun things.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of like limited to the space that you got.
Right. Yeah, like if you design, like I do have some hats designed in Singulish.
It's good for simple stuff though.
It is. If you make a hat in Singulish, you cast on like 40 stitches. It's just not a lot to work with, especially because like half of them are going to be on the back of your head.
But that means that it is really fast. So like you need like a fast like a gift of some sort, birthday gift, whatever, Valentine's Day gift.
Yeah. I like to use bulky. I just find it difficult to design with, to do anything too interesting. Because there's not a lot of real estate.
There's not a lot of real estate.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it makes sense.
But yeah, it's still awesome.
Maybe you should try mixing. That's what I kind of did with my my little my sleeveys.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mixed kind of like, I didn't really give a crap about the gauge or anything. I just used one hook and chose yarns that looked good together. Mm-hmm. Which, you know.
It came out great.
It came out great. So, if anybody has anything to say about that, I don't care. So...
She's getting the same attitude that all of you guys have. Watch this. Asia, you should probably swatch.
No.
Same attitude as all you guys. Every single one of you.
I mean, technically, I think I'm making a square currently.
You are, and that could be a swatch.
Yes, but I don't think it will be, so...
So never mind.
If I use it, if it's a swatch, then it will, in fact, and it works out, then it will in turn not be a swatch because I will use it.
Right.
So
that is, your sweater is bringing me to one of the last bulky things I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. Is that the greatest thing about bulky and like using a bulky gauge, I'm just going to call it a gauge right now, is that you can always make your own bulky by combining yarns. And that is so fun.
Something else I did do in that sweater.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Something
else I plan to do in my next one.
You can't quite get the gauge, you could add a little mohair. If you have leftovers, you can like combine a whole bunch of strands, like our cupcake bags. I actually just put a bundle up on Ravelry. My Ravelry username is VicKnit if you want to see all my patterns. But I put a bundle up of Stash Busters, and a lot of those are like, hold all your yarn together. That's how, forget these things that are like, oh, this one stripe and a hat will bust your stash. Like, no. Our things, you're going to use like 10 pounds of yarn.
Yeah, right?
So they're like,
that's what some of you need.
Some, not many. So yeah, that's our bulky yarn thing. You can also get really cool effects from that.
Yeah, I really like the different textures that came with it. Of using the different kinds of gauges and then adding the stuff in there. Actually, that little shrug sleevey thing is kind of a really good example of how you can kind of just go for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No fear.
No fear.
Have no fear.
No fear.
It's just yarn. You can always take it out and start again. I don't mean it's just yarn like, oh, it's just yarn, it's nothing. I mean, it's full of potential. And if you screw it up, you can just do it again.
Yeah, it's not like you're mixing paints here, you can just
take
it out,
Yeah, and it's not like even sewing where like if you cut the fabric wrong, you're screwed. Like,
yeah. Although I did have a thing where I was, in that shrug, I was putting, different stripes, and the different cutting of the different ends of that did get a little funky, to say the least, at times. But it went fine.
It went fine.
Yeah.
So I finished one of the hearts.
Oh, good.
I think I'll do the next one on the next episode.
Yeah.
So we don't get too long. But there's one heart. You can definitely, this was just a ball of head kicking around because I didn't want to use up one of our little mini kits. Mm-hmm. But you can definitely make more than one out of the yarn we send. Or you can just grab something out of your stash and make a cute little heart. And it's almost Valentine's Day, so you could just give it to somebody.
Indeed.
Like if you go out to lunch with somebody, you could put it on their plate. How cute would that be?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you could. I mean, you could just do. I think that a lot of us are kind of going into the random acts of kindness too, and I'm sure that Valentine's Day would be a great time to do that. So
yeah, you can give it to a stranger. I mean, don't be creepy about it, but
yeah,
just like somebody who looks kind of sad when you're walking down the street. Just like, how cute would that be if you just handed them a little heart?
Yeah, cute little message.
It might perk them up for the day. And
yeah, it's cute.
Yeah. So this one is gonna probably end up in our cat's mouth, but you can do all sorts. You can also put a little magnet on it and put it in your fridge.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
Or put a magnet on it and give it to somebody.
Or you could glue it to a pin.
Or a pin. Yep. You could wear a little pin on Valentine's Day. That's a great idea. I should do that actually.
That would be really cute.
Because I'm not very Valentine's usually, but maybe that would make me seem Valentine's.
Yeah, make all of your Valentine's decorations. You know, I'm for just like making all of the decorations anyway.
Do you like to make stuff, Asia?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
She likes to make stuff. All right, so I guess I won't start the other side because we need to get Mooney's opinion on these yarns.
Oh, we do indeed.
He's here.
He's here!
Do you like this yarn, Mooney? It is not a treat. He hears the treats. Boop, boop, boop.
Says,
Boop,
I
boop, boop.
like treats.
Do you like
Please
this?
give me treats.
Huh?
You know what he will like.
Do you like this? He doesn't like anything. We've talked about this. He doesn't like anything that I hold.
Well, maybe you should give him a couple treats.
Maybe.
Maybe then he would be more apt to doing this. He says, I need payment first.
They're greedy little cats.
Yes, they are, and they are very spoiled.
There he is.
Oh,
Bye.
and there he goes. Okay. Okay. Plan B. Go. Mooney, which yarn do you choose? Which yarn do you choose?
Oh, he likes the
look
one
at that.
I
Oh,
make.
and then second is the Singulash.
Oh, I thought he chose that one.
Oh,
first.
no, I'm sorry. I did it wrong. I'm sorry. We have Singulash in first place.
Mhm,
We have Beatrix in second place, but he is about to push that one off of the table.
It's very light.
He's very... Oh. Okay, so he's pretty partial to those two, it seems.
Yeah.
Even though his favorite of all favorites is sitting right in front of his face, he is not seeming to catch on to that.
Nope. You guys are gonna have to tell us how much you like the cats so that we, know if we should keep.
It's true.
Yeah, because the cats now believe that when we do this setup, it's treat time because they learn very quickly when there's gonna be treats.
Yes, they do.
So, but we could probably train them off of it if you think it's ridiculous. But it's super cute, isn't it? You'll have to leave us a comment telling us who's my boy.
Was a very naughty
He's
boy.
a very naughty boy, a little aggressive about his treats. That's it for today, I think. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe. Maybe leave us a comment.
Sit. Mooney, sit. Good boy.
Good boy.
Okay.
Yeah, and we will hope to see you next week, barring any other difficulties.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
Anything else?
Oh, we did start a TikTok this week. So if you do have a TikTok and you want to go see we're aiming for a more goofy atmosphere over there. So if you want to see some more goofy stuff.
Like this isn't goofy enough.
Yeah, this was pretty goofy, but he will also be heavily featured on this TikTok page. So if you want to see some more of that, then our name is just Island Yarn on that, and I'll put it in the description below.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yes.
Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Say goodbye, Mooney.
Bye, Minnie. Bye, guys.
Bye. Happy
Have a
knitting.
good week.